long-ass sentence, damn. You knew what you wanted, but it wasn't just you who had to contribute the funds to get the treat. He seemed to notice your pause. Aren't you getting an ice cream cone? Shiloh asked, though he was entirely separate from the decision, other than someone with a stake in the outcome. Rain. Do you mind? I didn't make a child voice. Shiloh cocked his head to the side. It was your idea. You should choose. You went ahead and got what you wanted originally. Are you sure it's okay? Try to get something you both wanted anyway. I mean, I know him now from the other times I played. He doesn't give a fuck. He probably does, but he doesn't say it. So, because, like, we go back to it's all about me. I don't care about Shiloh's decision. You went ahead and got what you wanted originally. You were thrilled that Shiloh wasn't going to be an obstacle between you and your original choice. Without wasting another second, you exchanged cold and hard cash for an equally cold but maybe less hard dessert. Finally, the reward for all your hard work was in your hands. You lapped at the soft ice cream that perked you up. He held it out to Shiloh so he could take a turn. He shook his head.
You can finish it.
You can finish it. Well, yeah, he said it. You can finish it. Didn't want any. After everything he did to help get it, that was weird. But you accepted the offer. You tried to indulge Shiloh. You hesitated. Like, it's all about me, so I would accept the offer, but I'm not that much of a bitch, so I'm trying to indulge. I tried to indulge Shiloh. Even if Shiloh said it was okay, every story you've ever seen or TV in a book, little sharing was caring. You stood your ground even as the thread started to tickle dangerously towards your finger. It's only fair that you have some. We both bought it. But wanted more than I do, and it's getting to play was a lot of fun already. You can have it. It's more fair. You held it out to him. Shiloh, take a fucking lick of this ice cream cone. I want you to have some, even more than I want to finish it, so eat your part. Relenting, Shiloh took the treat and gave it a taste. His eyes lit up. It's really good, thank you. You smiled, pleased with your good deed. See, I'm not that much of a bitch. I'm still a good person. You picked the best one. Did he mean that? Shiloh was always nice, no matter what happened. Even if he hated it, you knew he wouldn't say so. Maybe he thought it was gross, and that's the real reason why he didn't want to take some. He had no idea. He studied him as he ate a little more. He had every appearance of enjoying himself. So weird. The two of you began to head back home as he ate. You walked side by side on the shore in silence, but your thoughts kept drifting to the boy beside you. Why didn't he speak up for himself? It was almost as if Shiloh didn't know how to say what he felt, or was too afraid to. You figured that it was his problem, and didn't care. Are you scared of me? Are you scared of me? I thought that was kind of sad. Are we friends? I mean, this is like, I figured it was his problem, you didn't care. Like, he's probably not scared of us. It is sad, but I'm gonna think about him. We are not friends, obviously. He just cares about Lizzie. So I think you figured that it was his problem and didn't care. It's a you problem, Shiloh. Shiloh was the only person who acted that way around you, so it was him rather than something wrong with you. Yeah, that's how childhood me would be thinking for real. You could ask him about it, but he couldn't give an option on something like what treat to get when he wasn't going to open up a... You could ask him about it, but if he couldn't give an opinion on something like what tweet to get, then he wasn't going to open up about this. Yeah, so it was the right decision to not even ask, because he's not gonna like answer truthfully. Shiloh made you unsure about setting a label on experience of spending the afternoon with just him. There had been good times, and there had been confusing ones. You were positive of one thing at least: the treat was delicious and it was nice. The sun was low on the horizon as you returned to your neighborhood. There you spotted two very familiar figures up ahead, Lizzie and Cove. You opened your mouth to make your presence known to them just as you saw Tirith and Cove's face. You walked straight over, Shiloh at your heels. Once there, you defended Cove, took a moment to make a joke, accused Lizzie of causing trouble, carefully asked what happened. Always need to think about how child me would react. Child me without trauma. And I think I would either make a joke or carefully ask, but because he's crying, I think I would ask. If he wouldn't be crying, I think I would make a joke. But yeah, I carefully ask about what happened. Without a time machine, the only way you were going to find out what was by asking the witnesses. Lizzie might have done something, but you could have been in the wrong place at the wrong time, or even come to Cove's aid. You wanted to hear the story. Cove? What happened? Gee, I got yelled at. I took a deep, steady breath. Grandparents got mad at me. I'm sorry. Lizzie jerked her head in the direction of a nearby house. He had sunk. You knew exactly what had happened. Every year, the same mean old couple rented out that condo for the summer. You, Lizzie, and Shiloh knew to stay away from them, but Cove couldn't have. They're like that. They're like that with everyone. Even your mom struggled to find anything nice to say about them, but the elderly pair particularly took offense to kids. We had someone like that in my grandparents' neighborhood too, and a creep. We all have that. Yeah, Lizzie is sad. Lizzie drew herself up at that. She looked pointedly in your direction. I was helping. That's cool. Is there anything I can do?
No.
Oh, I'm just gonna stay away. Or you could teach them a lesson. There was a devilish glint in her eyes. Yeah, girl, I feel you. What? You should ding dong ditch them. Go ring the doorbell and run. It'll be great, cause they're so slow, they'll never catch you. That's dumb. I don't want to get near them ever again.
You're just saying that because you're a brack 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 chicken.
Okay. Cove glared, but didn't take the bait as he turned to you. You're not a chicken, are you? Yeah. Yeah, you ever just avoid them. You thought they deserved worse. I'll do it. They deserved worse. I don't know what to choose. They deserved worse, or I'll do it. I think I'm gonna be like, they deserve worse. Because I was a devil as a kid. You crunched up your nose in disgust as you shook your head. As things go, it was pretty weak. It would answer the door to find nothing there, so what? It would be sort of annoying, but they seemed like the kind of people that would be irritated by about anything. If they were going to open the door, there should be something bad there. They would be letting them off too easy. You felt 3 pairs of eyes staring at you, but you were studying your surroundings truthfully. There wasn't much around that they might dislike. Inspiration came crawling towards you in the form of a roly-poly bug. Carefully, you lowered your hand to let it climb onto your palm. That should do it. You had never met an adult who appreciated bugs. Let's ding-dong ditch and bug them.
Yeah!
We'll go hide as soon as you hit the bell. Good luck. Lizzie and Shiloh went across the street to take shelter in the bushes. Even Even once they settled down, you could make out two child-sized shapes staring from between the. My God, you could make out two child-sized shapes staring from between the leaves. You knew where to look for them, though, and so you told yourself that the gushy old grandparents wouldn't spot it. You knew where to look for them, though, so you told yourself that the gushy old people wouldn't spot it. Cove sighed, his gaze flicking to the house and then back to you. Don't get caught. As if they could keep up. You went to join Lizzie and Shiloh in their hideaway. The weight of the 3 pairs of eyes on your back was heavier than anything you'd carried before you approached the door. You stared down at the little box still wiggling in your closed hand and carefully placed it on the ground where it could be seen, but off and off to the side so it wouldn't be stepped on. You wung it. You didn't wing it. No, I will. You slapped the buzzer and ran. Blood foamed against your eardrums with every step. Would you make it in time? Oh my God, I did that with friends too. Like when we went from school walking to like somewhere else, we would like one of them would like hit the buzzer on some random house, like we walked past it or something. It was on our way, and someone would like wing and they would run past you and tell you. So you need to start running. It was so funny, but it was like so nerve-wracking because you didn't know when you were walking like to a friend's house or to like the train station or something, someone would just hit the buzzer behind you and they just start running, and you needed to start running too, no matter what. If someone ran, you need to run too because you're gonna be caught. Even though I don't remember anyone being pissed about that. Like, but that makes me remember it. Approaching the hiding spot, you knew that there wasn't time to go around the bushes as the others had done. You took a shortcut, leaping over them. I jumped like the athlete I am. Or to be more accurate, crashing into the top of the bushes and then falling over to the other side. Judging from the squeak, it was Shiloh who pushed you fall. Well, that's interesting. Cove was the one who cushed the fall in my other playthroughs. Shh! You put a finger to her lips and nodded at the house. You disentangled your limbs from Shiloh's and spun around to see the old man framed in the doorway, peering back and forth suspiciously. You covered your mouth with your hands, but it wasn't enough to stifle your giggles. Maybe he spotted one of you? Or maybe it was the leaves you displaced while jumping, but he locked eyes with the bushes and stomped over in your direction. Shiloh gasped and looked at Lizzie. One! Your sister did not hesitate to take her own advice. Neither did you and Shiloh. Cove, with just the one fully operating arm, took a little longer to get to his feet, but still caught up to you and Shiloh with ease. As you made your escape, you thought to yourself that he didn't even notice the bug. The old meat hauler propelled you out from the street to the sanctity of the hill. Only once you were safe did you notice the stitch in your chest and the ache in your legs. You flopped down, the blades of grass tickling your face. Lizzie, who had taken the lead in the end, was already lazing on the ground. The four of you took a moment to catch your breath, enjoying the feeling of cool grass against your skin.
Cove.
Cove lifted his head. I told you there were mean grandparents around here. Cove rolled his eyes, then decided this wasn't dismissive enough and rolled his full body away from your sister. Lizzie chose to ignore his response and started chatting to Shiloh, who eagerly joined in the conversation. In the back of your mind, you knew you'd be second fiddles again to Shiloh once Lizzie came around. It always went like that. Oh, okay. In the back of your mind, you knew you'd be a second fiddle again to Shiloh once Lizzie came around. It was always like that. And it was fine, you thought. Still felt a little sad after how much time you spent together. No, I think it would be so annoying. But you weren't going to make a fuss. Especially after everything that's already happened. You closed your eyes, laid on your side and relaxed. Some time passed with you like this, and it felt good to take a real break. Oh, look at him. You moved onto your back with a small smile and looked at the darkening sky. A blanket of clouds reminded you of the thick throw you could. Well? A blanket of clouds reminded you of a thick throw you curled under on cold rainy days. You wondered if clouds would always. Oh my god! You wondered if clouds would be as soft. Okay, I don't know why I don't understand the sentence right now, but I don't. Never mind. They lazily floated on by, splitting from each other, merging and morphing into new shapes. You saw a dolphin, you saw a car, you saw an alpaca, you saw a smiley face, you saw cloud shapes. No creativity at all. As a kid, I think I would most see car. Alpaca seems weirdly specific. A smiley face makes more sense. I think that's the most I would see. But I think I'm gonna go with dolphin, because I'm ocean obsessed. I'm an ocean obsessed kid. You saw a dolphin leaping to the sky. You nudged Cove and pointed to it. Look! A dolphin! Cove joined you in gazing skywards. Yeah, I see it. Really? No, but I like dolphins. I don't. Hey, you chuckled at your reaction. That's mean, Cove. I need to think right now if in my first playthrough there was something where we were lying on the ground and I think we were talking about flowers. And I feel like we didn't do that, so that's a difference again. Which is sad, because I like that conversation about flowers yeah. But okay, I guess, I don't know if it was this moment, or if it was another moment with Cove, but well, I hope not. I hope the flower conversation comes up. While the sun's light faded from the sky and the moon rose higher, Lizzie got to her feet, dusting strands of grass from her bare legs, and surveyed her surroundings. The ocean, visible from the crest of the hill, beckoned with every sweep of the tide. Let's go to the beach! There was no argument from the other two. Shiloh was still Shiloh, and Cove would never say no to going to the shore. He was a child of the sea. He was a child of the sea. You wanted to go there too. We're too tired to argue. We're happy to do what the others wanted, objected the plan. No, the beach? I'm a child of the ocean too. Obviously, I want to go there too. So he eagerly joined the others in descending the hill downwards to the water. He stepped on the sand for a second time that day, but it felt different that night. It looked so pretty. Makes me really wish I was living near the beach. In Germany, I think that's kind of hard. Yeah. The beach was nearly quiet at this hour, abandoned sandcastles and footsteps in the sand, too big to belong to any of you. Were the only indication of how busy it had been only hours earlier. The four of you kicked your shoes off and removed socks and walked along the water's edge, the waves tickling your feet. I wonder what would happen if you tried to take a bath in the ocean, with shampoo and everything. I thought the same as a kid. Wouldn't be good for the animals though. Yeah, Cove. It would be bad for the fish.
Jeez.
I didn't say anyone would do it. Jeez. You don't have to be so serious about everything. You're the one who asked what would happen. That is what would happen. It hurt the fishes. I like bubble baths at home. They're lots of fun. Me too. Bubble baths are luxurious. You'd never heard us use that word before. Mommy loves Mommy loves to have bubbles in her bath. She'll turn the light off and have candles. I'm gonna do that next time. Hey, when's your mom coming to pick you up anyway? Not for a while. She's busy. That's kind of sad. What about your dad? How come you never talk about him? Nobody does. Oh, Cove. Oh. Don't you know you're not supposed to ask something like that? Why would somebody want to talk about something they never talk about? You kept your eyes on the ground, watching your toes get swallowed by waves. Even if Shiloh never seemed upset with this topic came up, it made you feel awkward just to have both of your moms. It's okay. I'm like Lizzie and Chi. I don't have a dad, but I don't have two moms. I just have one. She's really great. Oh, sorry. I only have one now too. My mom isn't here. She's back home. It's just my dad and with me.
Sorry.
I never had a dad or anything, so I don't feel bad. It's really sad that your mom is gone. Cove nodded. You joked about Shiloh's mom getting together with Cove's dad. Even if they're all different, our parents are good in their own ways. You didn't say anything. Well, I'm tempted. I'm tempted. I haven't went the joke route of before. They're gonna hate me. But I could also not say anything, but like this, I don't think I would say that as a kid. I was too self-centered back then. I think I never choose that option. You joked about Shiloh's mom getting together with Cove's dad. You didn't have anything confronting to say to that. Oh, you didn't have anything confronting to say to that, so you tried to lighten the mood instead. Hey, since you both only have one parent, Cove's dad could marry Shiloh's mom, then you two would be brothers. Cove stopped abruptly, his face set hard.
No.
My dad isn't gonna do that. Shiloh tugged at the rim of his head. Neither is my mom. She doesn't want to marry anybody. I told you people this wasn't a good thing to talk about. It seemed your plan had backfired and the mood soared even more. Didn't know what to do. It was a joke, y'all. That one time I want to joke, it backfires. Oh shit, man. The silence broke with a splash as Lizzie kicked in your direction. Cold water, a sudden sand splattered against your leg. Lizzie giggled, foot still outstretched from the kick. Cove joined in, striking the incoming waves to make splash of his own. Shiloh scurried out of Cove's spray zone with a grin. I made a run for it, or are we retaliated? Like a run for it or retaliated. I'm gonna fire back. You used your foot to smack the water pulling around you, sending an arc of sea foam flying back onto your sister. You laughed as she spluttered, some of the salty seawater having landed in her mouth. She spat it out. Yuck. Lizzie chased you, intent on revenge. You dashed up and down the coast, taking turns to be the predator and the prey, as well as joining forces to take down Shiloh or Cove. Alliances were silently fought, and you wordlessly broken. Everything was fair game in war. Shiloh's brief exclamation was drowned out by the biggest splash yet, caused by him falling face first onto the ground. That would have been bad enough without the wave that followed, cascading over his prone body. He's getting drowned. Shiloh sat up, shaking his head like a dog coming in from the rain. As you all hurried over to check on him, his hair was blasted to his head, and his soaked clothes clung. If there was any part of him that wasn't still dry, you couldn't see it. That was crazy. Are you okay? Yeah, my foot got stuck and I fell over.
You dumbo.
Way to go, Shiloh! You offered him some help. You let him get up by himself. Nah, he's as if he's gonna accept that shit. He's an asshole. Let him get up by himself. Shiloh seemed to be fine. Babying him might make him feel worse. But Lizzie didn't have the same idea and held out her hand to Shiloh. Oh, I remember. I picked the different option before. And he didn't take my fucking hand. And the hatred I felt and the embarrassment. Lizzie didn't have the same idea and held out her hand to Shiloh. Shiloh's a pretty name, not gonna lie. He reached over and took it slowly as he started to pull himself from the ground. Then he slipped on the slick sand, dragging him and Lizzie down just in time for another wave to hit. The water rolled over them.
Sorry.
You aren't sorry, Shiloh, you did that. For extra. What were the odds of this happening twice in a row? He thought they must be low, but there's no way Shiloh would be doing something like that on purpose. Then pretend it was an accident, especially not to Lizzie. Nah, he didn't. He did that. He did that on purpose. He did that so on purpose. Even your relationship with Shiloh felt unclear. He did at least like her a lot. Lizzie was his favorite, right? Smiling boldly, Lizzie extracted herself from the ground and whipped a streak of sand from her cheek. She didn't intend to let this embarrass her. Shiloh got up again as well, this time without incident. He still looked like a drowned puppy, but that didn't stop Cove laughing at the two of them. With that, it was time to call it a day. The four of you made the journey back home, leaving a trail of red footsteps and sand in your wake. Damp clothes may have weighed down some of the group, but your spirits were high. Your arms swung side to side as a cool breeze flowed past. Your moms were outside, chatting to Cole's dad. We're back! Your mom's faces fell as they took in the state you were all in, ranging from messy to soaked.
Now.
Elizabeth, is that all you have to say for yourself? You brought half the beach back with you. You certainly did. What's Marigold going to do when she comes to get Shiloh? Is that how you want him to be for the long drive home? Cold and filthy? Lizzie's expression turned sulked over the scolding. Being the oldest could be fun, but also meant she was the first to get in trouble when something went wrong. That sucks. Like, why put that on the oldest? Mr. Holden, on the other hand, chuckled as he ruffled Cove's matted hair. He doesn't give a fuck. You've been out making memories, Bucko? You've been out making memories, Bucko. I'm glad you had a good time with your friends. Cove used his slight moist cast arm to push his dad off. Mr. Holden's eyes widened when he noticed even that had gotten wet. No, he was worried too. I think they could have found the least risky way to spend the time and had just as much fun. That might be right, kids. What can you do? Come on, Cove. Let's go get you cleaned up and dried off. We wouldn't want that cast to have to be reset. Cove winced at the thought. Cove winced at the thought. That it, boy. Mr. Holden casually bent down and plucked Cove up from the ground, ultimately holding Colton against his chest. Sand was already transferring from Cove onto him, but that didn't seem to bother Mr. Holden. Cove protested being carried, but only got reassuring pat on his back for his troubles.
Take care.
Good night, Cove. Thank you for the talk, Cliff. Night's my family, and Charlotte too.
Fine, fine.
Well, we better do what we can do to fix you guys up too. Come on, everybody inside. I want you to march straight to the downstairs bathroom.
Ugh.
Yes, Mom. Okay, Lizzie's mom. Don't worry about stopping to wipe your foot on the mat this time. That won't do much good tonight. Sitting on an old beach towel your mommy had found, she waited in the hall until you were less sandy and Sitting on an old beach towel your mommy had found, you waited in the hall. Unlike you, Sandy, you weren't allowed in your room or walk around the house. Yeah, Sanders. But you did to eat a sandwich for dinner there. It felt like an indoor picnic. It had been decided that Shiloh would wash first and borrow some of your clothes. He was already finished and packed away in his mom's car. Miss Fields had come to collect him a little while ago. It was a bit of a funny experience seeing him without a hat for once. Lizzie, being much more soaked than you, got to go into the tub next. It wasn't a bubble bath as she had hoped. It was a no fun allowed clean-up session. At least that's what she claimed. Not much longer and it would be your turn. When the bath was done, you'd have to go right to bed. After a day like this, though, you were glad there weren't going to be any further events. Drifting off to sleep sounded like a great idea. Okay, nice. Only 2 left. And then I'm going to the blind DLCs. So excited for them. Ah!